IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley speaking out about the federal stonewalling of the Hunter Biden tax probe. Watch this.
We weren't allowed to ask questions about Dad. We weren't allowed to ask about the big guy. There were definitely hindrances that I've never seen before in my 14 years concerning this investigation that didn't allow us to follow through on investigation of any other individual, to include President Biden.
The first son is set to be deposed today. Delaware laptop repair shop owner John Paul Mac Isaac is suing him for defamation. Meanwhile, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says that the Biden family could have raked in upwards of $40 million in payments from foreign nationals. Joining me right now is Florida Senator Rick Scott. He's a member of the Homeland Security, Budget, and Armed Forces Committees. Senator, it's always a pleasure. Thanks very much for being here this morning.
You know, Maria, Merrick Garland's job is to make Americans comfortable and convinced that there's equal justice under the law. You know, he's doing just the opposite. I mean, that's what's scaring the living daylights out of people. Here's a guy that says, oh, Hunter Biden, you can go buy a gun and violate all ATF rules, but a young lady, her son, improperly used a gun. They go after her because she signed a form which she violated the law, and she's going to go to prison because she used drugs and bought a gun. Same thing Hunter Biden did. She's going to go to prison for up to 2 years. Then you see somebody like Wesley Snipes that goes to prison for 3 years for not paying his taxes, but oh no, you're related to Joe Biden. No, you don't have to do that. We'll give you a slap on the wrist. This is not right. The Americans are mad. It's
pretty incredible, Senator, because on the one hand, you've got this story of two systems of justice, and Merrick Garland putting his hand on the scale for Hunter Biden and protecting the Biden family. On the other hand, you've just got influence peddling, all of this money coming in to Biden family members. And now James Comer is telling us it could be upwards of $40 million. I want to know what policy decisions Joe Biden made to get paid for all of that. And I know right now there is a conversation underway in the House about the potential of an impeachment trial for Merrick Garland. But what happens when it gets to the Senate, Senator?
Well, right now, we can't even do an investigation. You know, Ron Johnson, my first 2 years in the Senate, under Trump, Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, wanted to do an investigation of Hunter Biden. He had a lot of information, and he couldn't get support on the committee to get that done. So we're not doing an investigation of Hunter Biden. But look, I'm going to look at what the House is doing. I think Merrick Garland is telling people, that he should be impeached. Joe Biden is clearly convincing people that he's done the wrong thing because they're stonewalling. I mean, if you have not done anything wrong, be transparent. That's what you should do, and neither of them are doing that.
Yeah. Well, Senator, I want to switch gears and ask you about your Twitter commentary. Some on the other side of the aisle were upset with this warning that you gave on Twitter. Watch.
Let me give you a travel warning. If you're a socialist, communist, somebody that believes in big government, I would think twice. Think twice if you're thinking about taking a vacation or moving to Florida.
You don't want any socialists or in Florida?
Well, think about it. We've got people down here that have seen the brutality of the Castro regime, the Maduro regime, the Ortega regime. They've lived it. Their families are living it. They've got friends and family in prison, right, in these countries. So if you want to come and say, oh, socialism is so wonderful, you want to come to Florida, I would think twice, because these individuals down here that have seen the brutality of it, the evil of it, they're probably not going to be very welcoming.
Well, it's an interesting way to do it that you did it on Twitter. Senator, this morning we have been talking all morning about Bidenomics. How do you assess Bidenomics? What do you see? What do you think Bidenomics is?
High inflation, high taxes, a regulatory environment that wants to tell you how to live every part of your life and how to run your company. And all it's going to do is it's going to kill jobs. It's going to make sure you can't afford to live. I grew up in a poor family. I watched my mom struggle. That's exactly what's going on all across Florida. Poor families are struggling to put food on the table because of gas prices and food prices and the rent and utility prices because of Biden economics.
And at this point, we are looking at further stimulus as the president is still trying to push through the the student loan program and still says that the border is secure. Senator, your End Fentanyl Act passed in the Senate last week, and now it is headed to the House. What can we expect there? And do you think this issue of fentanyl will come up in one of these upcoming meetings between the U.S. and China? I mean, we have no evidence that Joe Biden ever brought this up to Xi Jinping, or Anthony Blinken ever brought this up either. He just got back from Beijing.
Joe Biden is an appeaser. He's weak. It seems like Communist China, the government of Communist China, has something on him because he will not stand up to them for anything. But here's the deal. 70,000 Americans died of fentanyl overdose. That stuff is, is coming from China, across our border, and Joe Biden and the Biden administration just does not care about your family member possibly dying of fentanyl. These are our kids and our brothers and our sisters and our parents. And so this bill is going to update Border Patrol policy. I'm optimistic it's going to pass in the House. I hope Biden signs it. But this is the beginning. We've got a lot of stuff to do to stop this unbelievable death in this country from drug overdose.
Well, how can you say he doesn't care that people are dying? I mean, how do we know that? And why? I mean, why can't the flow of fentanyl be lessened or stopped?
First off, what have they done to stop it from coming across the border? What? Name it. Name the policy. Name one thing. One thing they've done to stop it. They've done nothing. I ask Mayorkas, I mean, nothing. So if you know something's happening and you do nothing, and then you say, but I care, that's a complete lie. They don't care.
Well, the Biden administration is now, I guess, leaking out this report that they're going to put some curbs in place in terms of selling AI chips to China. You've got an artificial intelligence bill, the ASK Act. Tell us about that.
Well, I raised our daughters, and we're trying to keep them safe. I mean, I feel sorry for what parents are going through right now. We don't know much about AI, but we do know is that we ought to be cautious. So a parent that doesn't want their child subject to AI, they should have to sign a consent form before their child is subject to AI. And companies like Snapchat cannot put AI on a free mobile app and then say, oh, you want to get rid of it? Write me a check. That's wrong. And so we've got a lot to learn about AI, but in the meantime, parents should have the right to be able to keep their kids safe, and that's what this does.
All right, Senator, I want to get your take on where things are going here because you've got a lot on your plate. The Homeland Security Committee is clearly focused on the border, but we haven't seen much change. We still see a wide open border, fentanyl flowing in. What can you tell us in terms of what's ahead? Where is this going? When will we actually see some standards and boundaries in place so that we can have legal immigration?
The Homeland Security Committee will do nothing until Republicans have a majority. We are doing nothing to make sure that Mayorkas is held accountable, the Biden is held accountable for the drugs, the terrorists, the criminals come across our border. There won't do anything. Mayorkas comes and lies, and there's no accountability in the Senate right now because it's a Democrat Senate and Democrat president.
All right, Senator, thanks very much. We'll be watching your work. Rick Scott joining us this morning in Naples, Florida.